Hello everyone. Another video of digital implant planning using different softwares. The software that I'm going to introduce you to today is the Tru Abutment software called Pylon. Tru Abutment has a suite of applications, and these applications have different functions. Pylon is the implant planning software. Pylon is free, and exporting from it is actually free. However, it hasn't got any implant systems except the Tru Abutment system. However, there's a custom feature where you can customize an implant and export it with a custom sleeve as well. So let's dive in. Once you download the Tru Suite software, you have to register, and then once you set it up on your desktop, it will look like this. So you click on it, and then you'll get all the applications here. There's the Pylon, which we're going to discuss in this video. There's Model Builder, there's Dentru for dentures, there's Trust, there's that's for splints, I think, or well, I don't know, I don't use it. The IO Connect is a lovely software where you can actually scan through the software using the IO Connect kit, which has been released recently for full arches. And the one that I'm looking forward to is the T marker, which is a software which will turn your iPad into a photogrammetry device. And I think that is something that's going to revolutionize the full arch scanning using the IO Connect. So the T marker is going to turn your iPad into a photogrammetry device, so you can take a one shot instead of scanning around the IO Connect devices or scan bodies using your intraoral scanner. So we're waiting for this actually. Anyway, let's run into Pylon now. So let's click run on Pylon. And the software is stepwise, intuitive, very clean interface, and I really like it. So what you do is once you've opened the software, you will see this panel here. So you can add a patient, right? So let's just click add patient, and then you put a reference number, whatever that reference number is, and put my, and then patient. Okay, so there you go, and then click OK. Now click new case, and then this will appear. So this patient that we have has a missing lower right 5, 6, 7, and lower left 6. Okay. Now once you've done that, you will have the pane here for the case setup. This is a tooth supported guide. It has an edentulous for full arches as well, but for this video we're just going to discuss the tooth supported guides. Click crown, click implant planning and surgical guide, and then the stepwise panel will appear here, right? We've actually the patient patient details, we've put this case setup, that's what we're setting up here. And once you've clicked on the teeth, you'll see here this is marking where the teeth are going to be and where the planning is, the intended planning is. Then you click the next step, which is data registration. CT data, click on CT, so you get the DICOMs, and then click one of the slices and click open. Okay, so that will load the CBCT in a rendered view, as you will see just now. This is the rendered CBCT, as you can see. So this patient has the lower missing lower right 5, 6, 7, and the lower left 6 that we're going to plan. Okay, he's got some missing upper teeth, but we're just going to do the lower for now. So we've got the CT data. Now we need the STL, so lower scan data, So click on that, and then we have the lower STL. Click on that and click open, and it will load it on the same screen here. Just open it like this so that you can see you've imported the right model. Right, lovely. That's it. So now we move to the next step. Next step is the data settings. So click on that, and then you'll have the box where the CBCT is, and then you have the axial, coronal, and sagittal views. Okay. So as you can see here, we can just crop the data if we want. So here in the coronal view, just crop the maxilla, right, as much as you can, so that you don't lose the data for the lower arch. Okay, that's pretty okay. And then move to the next step, right? The next step is to draw your panoramic curve. Once you've done that, you'll see the axial plane here. So just bring this axial plane to, you can actually rotate it if you want. So you can actually rotate here, right? Or rotate anywhere. So you can actually rotate this like that, for example, so that when you move it up, okay, and rotate it like this, right? And here you can rotate it like that, just to adjust it, that's all. And then you've got the bone in front of you here, the widest part of the bone, and then start clicking away to create your, just make sure that you click right in the middle. And I'll tell you why just now. Just click right in the middle, right here. Yeah, right. Just make sure that you click right in the middle of the bone, right? And then the last point, you double click. Now, as you can see, the field of view here is narrow, both horizontally and vertically. Here, these two sliders, you can actually increase the field of view vertically, and here you can increase the field of view horizontally. Okay. All right. So then the next step. So you've done the data registration, drawing the curve, and then nerve settings. So you can now plot the ID canals. Now the ID canals are not plotted automatically, so you have to do it manually. There's no automatic nerve registration here. Okay, so we'll do the right nerve first. So let's just do that. Okay, so just get this right. Move your slice, right, so that you can see, you start seeing the ID canal here, right, from the distal side. So you can actually do it this way, or you can start clicking into the sagittal or orthogonal plane. Okay, so as you can see, I can see the just start from the distal and then move a little bit mesially to see the canal a little bit more. Right, there we are. Right, so there we go. Right, so here, right, there. Just move them away from each other a little bit, and then move towards the mental foramen. There's the mental foramen. Yeah, right. So there's the mental foramen there. So just click right inside it and a little bit outside, and then you've got the nerve plotted. Now that's this nerve. Now we'll do the left nerve. Click on the left nerve on this screen here, that screen, and then move to the left side, right? Okay, using the orthogonal view, right? Moving to the left side, but just move slightly distal till you see a little bit of it, and there you go. We can see it here. Click, 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 and then move a little bit further mesial. You can see a bit more of it. So here we go. So a little bit more here, right? And then just look for the, there it is. That's the mental foramen, and there we go. So we've got both nerves drawn. That's it, done. Next is to align the STL to your CBCT. Now on this side here, you can see that these sliders, every time you add an object, right, or a surface, you can control it from here. So you've got the CBCT density here, and that's the nerve as well. So you can make the nerves slightly semi-transparent. Okay, you can't change the color. Unfortunately, these you can't change the color of the nerves, so you just have to leave them like this. Okay, but that's fine because the as you can see the view is really good. Okay, now the next is aligning the STL to the CBCT. That is done automatically, right? And here is the accuracy map. The more green it is, the more accurate it is, the more red it is, the inaccurate. But the gingiva normally is inaccurate because the gingiva hasn't got any irregularities, so it's assuming the gingiva itself. However, we're just more interested in the teeth. Now, here in this view, you can't actually check it. If you click manual alignment, right, you can then check it in both the axial and the coronal and the sagittal views. What I would do here is I will maximize this and then move towards the crowns of the teeth, and to see if the alignment with the embrasures is accurate. If that's the case, then I'm happy with this alignment actually, right? And then go to the coronal, right? Move around just to make sure that the outline of the model is accurately placed on the outline of the teeth. That looks pretty good. Then the sagittal again, right? You can move around just to make sure that the outline is correct. Yep, that looks very good. Now, what if it is not well aligned? You can actually align it manually. However, if you click on points alignment, right, that is actually better. So what you do in points alignment is to make sure that your CBCT and your STL are like this, are aligned together, and choose 3 points or more. So you can actually click on this one, and there we go, and click on the canine. Click on the canine here, right, and click on the this incisor here, right, okay, and click on that, right, and then as you can see, there's the alignment has been done for you by the points. Click on manual alignment again and check your accuracy of alignment. Okay, now once you've done that, you can move to the next step, which is adding teeth. Don't click on this one, right? That's tooth removal. Okay, so click on crown placement. When you click on crown placement, it actually automatically tries to place teeth for you. There are some libraries here, right? Okay, so you can actually change the contour of the teeth, right? You can change these, right? Okay, there. I like this one. So if you want to align them all, right, hold them all and place them, or you can double click on each tooth, right, and each tooth will move individually, as you can see here. And the widget that appears here, one of these is the scaling widget, right, just to make the teeth smaller or larger in whichever direction, buccolingually or mesiodistally, and rotation widget, so you can actually rotate the tooth, but make sure that you're in the right alignment so that you can rotate the tooth. Either rotate it like this, or you can rotate it like that. Okay, and if you look at the occlusal view, you can actually rotate the tooth in the occlusal view, right, just like that. Okay, so let's just slightly make these, let's move it slightly there, right, make this slightly smaller, right, move this over here, right. Okay, so you can just bring this down just click on each one individually, right? Okay, check in the bilingual so that you're happy with the. That's fine. We're not designing restoration. We're just trying to do a virtual wax up, right? Here, this one is not in the right place, so I need to move it this way and right, move it that way and rotate it a little. Maybe scale it a little bit smaller, and then right, and make it slightly smaller this way. Okay, and move it a little bit. There we are. Okay, so there you go. That's all right. It's not accurate, but it serves the purpose. Okay, now the next bit is to actually plan the implant. So click on implant planning, and then what happens then is that you have to click on each tooth individually, right? So click on here, for example, as you can see, it's Tru Abutment only and Tru Abutment kit. So click on that, click on the first implant system, it doesn't really matter, click on it, right? Okay, and then click custom here, right? When you click custom, you've got custom diameters and length. I would place a 4mm. You can actually, we didn't do the measurement, but you can do the measurement if you want, using the measurement tool, which I'll show you in just a minute. So 4mm by 10mm, right, for this one. Okay, and then that's your implant. Now the sleeve, I'll click custom sleeve. My preferred sleeve is 5.2 internal diameter, and I can increase or decrease the offset from here according to my kit. Okay, so there's the implant has been placed here, right? It's just outside the bone, so I'm just going to move it this way, and I'm going to slightly, right, as you can see, that here is a pretty good way of planning, because as you move the implant, it moves the slice with you, right? So there we go. And that is in the middle of the crown now. Okay. So that's one implant, right? I can do the next implant. Then here there's no custom abutments, unfortunately. So you close that, and then you go to the next implant. There's no there isn't a way of duplicating the implant, so there's no menu to duplicate your implant. Okay, you can, this is the measuring instrument, which is fine, but you can actually move the implant in this view as well. So you'll have the widget to rotate the implant, right? And then if you click on it here, you can move the implant bodily. Okay, right, so there's one implant. Let's do the next implant here. So that you click on the tooth, right? Okay, again, Tru Abutment, first implant, click custom, right, 4x10, another one there. As you can see, the safety the safety zone is around the implant here. If the implants are very near to each other, the implant turns pink. As you move it away, right, then they turn green again. Okay, so you can do that. You can just slightly do this. Okay, and that's this implant. Let's do this one here. Tru Abutment, first custom, right, and then you click custom, and you've got a 4x10. I'm just gonna do this as 8.5. I use Ostom implant system, so I know the and then your sleeve, again, custom sleeve. Make sure that you do this, because that's what will design your sleeve dimensions for the guide. Okay, so as we can see here, that's a little bit right place. I'm just going to move it slightly here and then rotate it a little bit, right, so that it's in the middle of the crown. Move again and maybe bring it down a little bit, right? There we are. So sleeve custom, right? Make sure that that's very, very important. So custom here and custom sleeve as well. Okay, you can increase or decrease the offset if need be, right? So you can click apply all, right? Okay. Yeah, click here, so it applies to all of them. So then you've got the other implant designed as well for you. Now I'm just gonna look at this one, right, just to make sure that I'm inside the, yeah, okay, and I've got my custom sleeve and everything is hunky-dory, right? There is another feature which is called implant grouping, right? Let's assume that this implant here, I'm not happy with the alignment. Let's just click on this implant and just make it shift a little bit. Okay, let's assume that I want all these implants to be parallel. So one of them isn't. So I can actually group some implants together and then it will align them together. So click implant grouping, right? And then the chart will appear, which one to which one, right? So the first implant here, that's the one that I don't like, it's red, and I want to align it with 4-6, which is green. Apply, and then what will happen is, oh, this is the other way around, sorry. Right, let's do that. So implant grouping, I will, this is the target implant, which is the 6, and then click on the 5, click apply, and then what will happen is these two implants will be aligned together. Okay, so the first one is the target implant where you align the implant that you don't like the alignment of two. Okay, so there we go. So that's the grouping, right? Okay, you can actually group from one side to the other as well, but I would not do that because that's not appropriate, because you want this to be parallel to the long axis of the tooth next doors. Okay, so now I've done all this. Now I'm finished with it. Then I lock all my implants. Okay, lock the implant positions. So all of them are locked now. So they'll not move if I click on them, right? And then I'll go to the guide construction, right? Okay, just click on that. Okay, so now I've got the implants here. It's telling me that this sleeve is colliding with that one, right, as you can see. So I can go back to the planning itself, so implant planning. I can actually then move this implant slightly mesial. So I'll unlock, right, move this implant slightly mesial here, right, and maybe just rotate it slightly. So as you can see, they're both, because they're grouped together, they're going to move together, right? Okay, right, and you can ungroup, right? Okay, so you can ungroup, right? Okay, and then you can move each implant by itself. So let's just assume that I'm happy with that. Then I'll go to the guide again and click OK, and then have a look. Now that's better, because then the outer diameter of the outer periphery of the sleeve is not encroaching on the inner diameter of the next one. So there we go. That here is my insertion direction, right? Okay, so I can change the insertion direction, but I would just leave it the way it is, right? Okay, so there we are. These are in the middle of the crowns, as you can see the extensions there. All right, so you have here implant extension, right? You can turn it off and on, right? You can, the sleeve cylinder, turn it off and on, right? Okay, the sleeve itself, turn it off and on, the implants and your model. Okay, so let's assume I'm happy with that. Then I'm gonna go to the guide generation. Now you don't have to draw the guide or anything. Okay, you can draw, right? Okay, if you want. If you want to do that, you can draw it. So you can actually just draw the guide periphery. So let's just do this here, right? Okay. or you can just ask the software to create the guide for you. Right, so there you go. Okay. And then you draw the curve and close it on the other side, and then what happens then is that the guide will be generated for you. Okay, once you click generate guide. Now once we've drawn the curve, as you can see here, right, I can actually adjust it if I want to by holding some of the points and moving them if I think it's a little bit too big. And I want to move the line, but make sure that there's enough material around the guide sleeves, and then go down here and click generate guide. Okay, once you've clicked generate guide, the software will generate the guide for you, as you can see. Right, there we are, there's the guide. Okay, there we go. Right, that guide is a little bit too bubbly, right, so you can actually smoothen it, and you can actually put an ID on it. So let's want to create a window if you want to, right? Okay, so you can create a window here, right, by clicking here, right? Okay, and you can just do this, right? Okay, there's one window, right? I want to create another window, right? Here we go. But make sure that you don't put too many windows, because what will happen is that you'll weaken the guide itself, right? So that's another window. Let's put another window, right? Okay, here we go. All right, okay. Just gonna get to the right, there's another window. Okay, and then you have to generate the guide again, right? Okay, just before we do that, let's put a label on it, right? So let's put the label on here, ID, so add ID, my guide. Okay, right, when you move here, the text will move with you, right? Okay, I'm just going to put this upside down, nothing, right? Let me just do this and do that, and then put the text on here. Click there and it will put it on there. Click, and again, you have to click generate guide again. Every time you do a modification on the guide, you have to click that. Okay, so for example, guide creation tool, if you want to change some parameters, you can, and then create the guide again. Okay, so there you are. So there's the guide. Now we turn everything off. Let's turn the model off, right? Okay, let's turn the implants off. Let's turn the sleeves off, right? Let's turn the insertion directions off, and let's turn this off. And as you can see here, there's your guide here. Okay, so now if you want to export the guide, all you have to do is export it. Let's just look at this first. If you click there, right, you approve the guide, right? Okay, approve the implant planning, approve. Okay, and then you can then go to here and export mesh files. Okay, yep. You want to preview a report, so show the planning report, right? Okay, there you go. That's your planning report. Very clean, very nice, absolutely lovely, right? Okay, with cross-sectional views and everything, so you can see the cross-section here, where the implant is. This should have been a bit deeper. So when you look at the report as well, it will show you what, yeah, here, for example, these are the implants and the guide holes, okay, custom implants, all right, and then the drilling protocol, right. Now that drilling protocol is not going to happen because that's mainly for the pylon, the Tru Abutment. Now another feature is you can actually download the report if you want. So you can here, right, download your report. Okay, so the drilling report is not, you can export the planning, right. So you can export it as a PDF, and then you'll have your planning exported, right. The drilling protocol is mainly for Tru Abutment, so you'll not be able to download that. Okay, so that's an overview of the Tru Abutment Pylon software. Hope you liked it, and hopefully you will play with it. Okay, thank you very much, and goodbye.